What's up, guys? Welcome to the Star 1013 VIP Lounge. We're here with the band Perry.
Welcome back, everyone. How
It's
about a
okay
round of
to clap.
applause?
It's
Good to
okay.
see you.
Yeah.
It's good to be here.
By the way, we have the most polite listeners, and you probably understand your fans are very
Amazing.
polite because they don't want to interrupt, but they really love you so much. They're like, "Can I
I
clap?"
love it.
I know.
The look on
Those are
everybody's
the
face
best.
just now was like,
Should we?
Should
Should we not?
Lean forward.
Go.
We just had a chance to talk to some people while we were taking a quick break, and I won't look because I don't want to out anyone, but there are two teachers in the room who had a family emergency to be here today. Ladies.
Love it. You
That's
guys
amazing.
are rebels, and I love that.
Yeah, they are
You two anonymous
looking at their
teachers.
watches because they have to be back
Are
at a
you
certain
each
time.
other's alibi?
don't
Oh, they can't
look
even-
at
we
her.
can't- we won't
I mean,
even.
they don't-
We won't
P.S. The kids in your classrooms are having the best day ever because substitute.
Yeah. They're like passing notes.
They're
and
destroying
chewing
somebody
gum.
right now.
Everyone
Totally.
wins. It's fine.
There are also two younger kids in here who are also on a special meeting today. A special
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
look around. I'm not gonna look around.
Very nice to meet you.
Oh,
Very
I
nice.
like that. I like
so
that.
Very nice.
Well, welcome back, you guys. We talked to you,
you.
I think it was a year ago, year
Yeah.
and a half ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're
Around-
back. You got your new album coming out.
Big deal.
Legs are all fixed.
We actually, I was going
Yeah.
to say,
I was
we
on
actually
crutches
played a
last
game while we were preparing for the interview. We played the game called Will They Remember Us? I asked the question. I said, do you think they'll remember us? And she's like, yeah. And I didn't really believe it, not because it's you guys, but nobody ever does. And
That's
that is
sad.
so
How about that
sad.
vote of confidence, everyone?
No,
Yes.
but I mean, come on. Rock stars meet people all the time, right?
But this was an especially fun interview. I remember the first time, so we're excited.
I
That's
appreciate
sweet.
that. What do you guys
To be
remember
back.
about Sandy the most, though? This is the one thing
Well,
that blew me
that's
away.
why would you ask
The
them
broken
that?
leg.
It was the broken
Yeah.
leg.
Broken
Yeah.
Yeah, for
leg.
Yeah,
sure.
for those of you
Or
in the
leg
audience,
surgery.
I had knee
something.
surgery.
There was a cast.
Yep.
And your
Situation.
amazing personality.
Oh,
So
thank
that
you.
was
Thank
the
you.
other.
That's
But
what
that
I was
awkward
looking
cast
for.
came first. My mom called me a hockey goalie. It's so hard to hit on guys. And then I graduated to a cane.
Oh my god.
And I had an event in Vegas where I had to be with my cane, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not. This
So
is
you went
legit,
from
people.
I do have a question. Was it one of those canes where it had like 4 stoppers on the bottom?
No, that's super old person.
Yeah.
Just
Just
Yes,
one
very.
stop.
mine was flashy. It was from Walgreens, and it was bright turquoise. Do you remember that?
It was. It was a San Jose
I felt
Sharks
like a
game.
wizard.
You should
But
have gotten.
bedazzled.
You should have gotten one with like the dog's head and a monocle and like a,
Yes.
a pipe. You should have in a top hat.
Neil
I
really
should have
knows
taken it
his
to the
canes.
next. He really does. Taking it to the next level.
I know. Next time you need a cane, just call me.
I know. Thank you. A little side business. You know what? We love to talk about things that people make or create or sell
Oh,
because
yeah.
anyone will buy anything. Do you know
Yes.
people are selling air from an Adele concert on eBay right now?
No,
How
they are
much?
not.
You're
Air.
lying.
12
swear?
American
It's up to
dollars.
$12 right now. That's last time we checked this morning. But people are bidding.
That
That's
is-
so crazy. That's like that
That's
grilled cheese
awesome.
sandwich, you know, that had like the Mother Mary's face on it.
Yeah.
And they sold that on eBay a few years
No,
ago.
what about the
Hear
gorilla?
The
Yeah.
gorilla,
Lost
that
that bid, by the
gorilla
way.
that got killed, Harambe.
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
Harambe?
Yes, I remember.
Somebody found him in the shape of a Cheeto in a Cheeto
saw
bag,
that.
and it was identical. They took the picture of Harambe and then
Right.
the Cheeto, and it was like, and it looked just like him. It sold on eBay. You want to guess?
I know it was like,
Was
wasn't
it thousands?
It was
Big-
$100,000.
$100,000.
No, it was not a Cheeto for $100,000.
Cheeto.
It was a Cheeto shaped like
You
Harambe.
better hope that thing doesn't mold. It's going to change
Yeah,
its
won't
shape
that thing,
real
I
like-
quick.
know.
I
Yeah.
live on the coast. I live in a little town called Half Moon Bay, and my whole thing is like I want to make like Essence of Wharf and just go down to the water and just
Get the air.
and get the coastside air
Right,
to
right.
ship to
Sell
people
it
in
as, like,
Dallas or
cologne
something.
or
I don't
something.
even
There you
know.
go.
We always try to look for ways to make more money because people will buy anything.
Exactly.
They will.
I don't know why
We're
we started
open
off
to
this way.
ideas from the crowd.
We're open
Just
to
shout 'em
ideas.
out,
Yeah.
you know.
Tell us about your new single, "Stay in the Dark." I do love that song, but
you.
I want to know your inspiration because it sounds very sweet. But the first thing I thought is, I want to be in the dark too because I'm thinner in the dark. That's just where my
We all are,
my
sister.
head
Hey, come
Who
on.
doesn't look thinner in the dark?
Come on.
Well, "Stay in the Dark" actually started as the melody on the chorus, and it's funny because like when you're writing melodies, you just sort of scat these words that really mean nothing, but sometimes this really magical thing happens, and it's like the vowel sounds are already there, you know. And so for a second, we had to go, okay, what sort of sounds like "Stay in the Dark," but it also sort of sounds like "Play in the Park."
Stay in the car.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's like, so it took us a hot minute to figure out exactly what the song needed to be about.
Oh.
So sort of like the melody sort of led
Isn't
the
that
subject.
neat how it creates itself, though?
It
Yeah.
is. It's a fascinating thing because, you know, when you first write songs and you're learning that whole thing, it's really, 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 really hard, like for years
miserable.
and years and years. And then this magical thing happened on My Bad Imagination. All the songs for these did start kind of writing themselves. And that sounds really weird, but it's the truth. It's almost like they're all kind of in there somewhere and you have to mine out the idea.
Yeah.
And it's like that for every album process too. And That's probably the only consistent thing with making each album is like you have to break through a certain creative wall, and then once you hit your stride, you're pretty much on it for the rest of the
like
album
working
process.
out,
Sure.
but like
Yeah.
in January after Christmas and the New Year,
Yeah.
you know,
When
and
you
your
still-
muscles,
you still
want
care.
to.
you're just like
Yeah.
dragging yourself to the gym, but then finally you get back in shape
Working off
somewhere
those
around
calories.
July. You know, it's kind of what songwriting
Do you ever,
is.
because you have to get in that zone enough to recognize, okay, now we're here. Now we're on this roll. Now we feel it. Like, what do you do when you're not feeling it?
You definitely get
Get sushi.
Yeah, you get sushi.
Oh, yeah.
Writer's block. And then you kind of always feel like that there's a little bit more that it could be better. So you do just kind of have to a lot of times just kind of muscle through and like
Yeah.
be more hard headed than the song is, and eventually you'll get there.
We are masochist creators, though, I'll tell you,
Big time.
because just like he said, it's never done for us. We always hear one more little thing that we should tweak in the song. And so finally, we've just said our folks around us are going to have to go, it's time for you to turn in the record, you know, as opposed to, we're never going to be done with it. They're just going
Yeah.
to go like, give it to me now. No, really let go.
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, it's so hard to even listen like to our older records because we're like, man, there's so much I would have done different now that I look
Oh,
back
really?
on it. Yeah,
Because
like
even
production,
whenever-
it's like the nerdy production stuff like that.
Uh,
But yeah,
I understand that. I do comedy, and I look at my old stuff. I'm like, this is embarrassing. But you didn't know at the time. You just did
But
what
it's
you
up online
You're
thought.
innocent.
forever.
you know.
I remember I told someone in an interview that I wanted to be the Britney Spears of comedy. I'm like, why would I say that?
Like with
Why?
the boa
Wait,
constrictor
what does
and
that mean,
stuff,
though?
or
I don't know what that
Like
means.
shave your head sort of stuff.
But
No,
your
that
face was
you kind of
pre-balding.
look like Britney Spears.
I've had
little.
that said a few times. I know.
Which-
I'll take it.
strong
I mean, she's
Britney.
beautiful.
I'll
I've
take it.
always
She looks
wanted
really
to be
banging
Britney
right now, too.
Spears.
Her body, she's in shape.
No,
she's fine.
that
a pretty girl.
girl, she has 9 lives with that body. It always comes back looking amazing.
I'll
After
tell you
pregnancy, I was like, she looks amazing.
That's the quote of the day.
What's your
9
take
lives
on
of
it?
that
We
body.
did-
Spears has 9 lives.
We did just a lunchtime thing at Cisco was it in Milpitas or Alviso or someplace down south, and there were hundreds of people there, and they set up microphones for us and a PowerPoint and the whole thing, and we walked in like rock stars. Everybody thought she was Britney Spears for about 20 seconds.
Amazing.
They started lining. We did a meet and greet for 2 or 3 minutes before anybody figured out that I made tons of money that day.
You could be an impersonator.
Oh,
that
I'll
would
take
be so
it, you
much
guys.
fun.
My favorite was this little girl who said, I look like Britney Spears from the neck up. That was my
Wow.
no joke. That really happened.
Little
that
kids,
was when I was
man.
working as
Little
a
kids.
I was a
You just wanna
waitress.
thump that kid.
Yeah, I
You're
was
like,
really mad. I told her some not nice
Nieces.
things. Yeah.
It's okay to laugh.
Did you? That was one of my waitressing days. Did you guys before the band stuff have side jobs, other jobs?
Well, we got started really, really young.
Right.
Yeah.
Neil was 8, Reed was 10, and I was 15.
Are you
And,
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So our parents
When were
definitely.
you touring then? In your early teens?
I mean, we
Very
started
early.
then, like we grew
You guys
up in
were
the
roadies,
South.
right?
Yeah, so we would play everywhere, like in like kind of like the Texas, Georgia,
Crawfish
Florida,
boils.
everywhere you possibly could. So
Yeah.
we kind of were rolling from the beginning.
Do you ever go back to the old places, or
Oh, yeah.
occasionally do one of those gigs?
It's so crazy.
We do,
Yeah.
and it's
What's it
like,
like?
you know, when we go back to Mobile, first of all, our grandparents are down there, so it's cool to have all the family come out, but like all of our middle school and high school friends start coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
that like?
Is that weird or is it neat?
Well, it's neat, you know, it's just so interesting to see where everybody's life ended up, you know, and it's like there was this one boy that I had a big crush on.
Ooh, I love
I'm
it.
married now.
Is he going to remain nameless?
But he's going to definitely remain nameless. But he never liked me in high school. And then he came out to a meet and greet one time.
Ah,
and I was
I love
like,
this already.
all right, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I think we tried to date exactly like go on 2 dates, and it didn't really work out later in life. But
You went back?
I love him to pieces. But it's just funny, you know,
Uh-huh.
living those old high school dreams.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
What about you
after high
guys?
school.
Do you have the same experience with girls growing up that now you're like, well, sorry, I'm
You
too
did.
busy?
I think, yeah.
Neil,
Oh, that
big
girl.
time.
Which one?
Again,
Wait, which
nameless.
one?
Okay, so we
Which one?
did.
Go down the list.
So there was this girl. She was actually in I'm older than Neil, so she was
Oh.
in my class and loved Neil.
She was a cougar.
And
Nice.
so,
Woo!
yeah,
Cooking out,
Neil.
cooking out.
And so then we moved away from where we were living, and music got started for us. And so we actually went back to our hometown to do a photo shoot. And we just were on this street doing this. We had a bunch of people there. It was like extras for this photo shoot. And this girl ended up being one of the
was
extras.
there.
And
No.
She was
went
like
up and
tapping on Neil's
creeped
shoulder.
on Neil big
Remember
time.
me? And we were like,
It it all came back in one moment.
Whoa.
It was
But he was
terrible.
so scared of her as a kid. Like, our mom would take us to the grocery store, and he would, like, hit the deck in the bottom of the buggy if he saw this little girl.
Oh,
like,
that's so
she
cute.
tormented
That
So
him.
is
like
terrible.
12 years later.
I think it's a
Still
match
there.
made in
I was
heaven.
putting out the
I do
vibe, and I
too.
didn't even know it. You know,
You didn't even know. We just did a story yesterday. There was a guy. Where was this? Australia.
What's that?
He was trying to impress a tourist,
he-
this British girl,
He
and
met this chick. She was on vacation in Australia, his hometown. He told her he would wrestle a crocodile for her, and without even thinking, he just jumped in the water.
No.
And he did.
Didn't
and
wait
what
for the
happened?
response.
So the crocodile grabbed him immediately, and he thought he was a goner. She thought he was a goner, and I quote, "I've never heard a grown man scream like that before," which is super sexy, right? He punched.
Very.
He punched the croc in the nose.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
And then when that didn't work, he did what I call the Three Stooges defense, and he went like this to the eyes,
hilarious.
and then the croc let him go, and he got out of the water like a
So-
champ.
Yada, yada,
so the
yada.
moral
Are
of that
they in love?
story, are they together?
Well,
Yeah,
we
I think
just-
she gave him a pity date.
She did
I know
give
they
him a
went out
pity
once.
Pity date.
Pity date. I don't think it was a real date. I think it was he just
don't
got his
know,
arm
dude.
taken off. I
I
should
wonder if
probably
it was worth
buy
it.
him a sandwich or something.
I
Yeah.
wonder
Yeah.
if it was worth it.
Yeah.
Boys will do dumb things to impress girls, though. They really
day,
will.
every
Did
day.
you have that? Has that happened with maybe your husband before, or?
Not so much him doing dumb things to impress me, but I know what you're talking about. Yes. I'm trying to think
Kinda
of an
cute.
example.
It's kind of cute, though,
It
in
is
a weird
adorable.
way. Until it gets
In a
weird.
weird way.
Until it
First
gets
of all,
too
what's
weird.
it like to be married to a Major League Baseball player? I realize he doesn't play anymore, right? But
He retired this
he re-
year.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
But it's been
What's
been
it like?
amazing. Well, I'm not a big baseball fan,
Right.
but I'm a big Cracker Jack fan. So we sort of like divide up when we go to see him play the innings. You know, it's like third inning, hot dogs. You know, fifth inning, Cracker Jacks.
That's what to
And
do. Yeah,
that's
very
how we get
American.
through that
Absolutely.
3-hour game. But it's been really fun. You know, it was a lot of time apart, so I'm kind of, thrilled that he is retired this year and we get to spend some more time. But man, it was fun. He loves it, and I love that. That I get to be with somebody who is as passionate about their life pursuit as we are about ours. It's been a cool thing.
Yeah.
What's it like with him retired now? Is he bugging you around the house and stuff? Like,
No, he's good at laundry apparently.
is he?
Ooh.
I didn't
Don't
even know.
divide up stuff.
I'm real bad. Yeah. Like I will clean the kitchen. I don't mind cleaning, but I hate doing laundry
Right.
because I'm a perpetual child, Arrested Development. And and he's really good at it.
What's it-
Actually,
Go ahead.
really quick though, that reminds me, we just did something on air about what is the hardest part of adulting. Like, what's the responsibility
part
you
of
have
adulting.
that
Go
you cannot
first.
handle?
Reed?
Ooh, hold on. Give
Hardest
me a
part
second.
of being an adult.
Keeping up with receipts.
Oh.
That
you
is
mean like
seriously
write-offs? The worst.
the worst. I hate
For tax
it.
time or just for
Yeah,
in general?
no, just in general. Like
Yeah.
I keep all of them, and you would think in this age that we would have like a simpler
wouldn't
way
have
of
to.
doing that, but we
Shoebox,
don't.
Man.
I hate
There's
it.
an app for that.
Yeah. Is there an app?
Yeah, shoeboxed.
Seriously?
If you want to keep track of your miles, I use Mile IQ.
Oh, Marcus, how many apps do you have on your phone?
I have 152 apps.
We made
Is
him
that a
count.
lot?
It stressed us out looking
It's
at his
not
phone.
a lot. No.
Neil, how many? What do you
Did
got?
you just download it? He's downloaded the app. Look at this.
Shoeboxed.
Shoebox.
Yeah.
Done.
cool.
You're welcome.
What's your
Shoeboxed,
favorite
by the
app?
way.
I had to say.
What is your favorite app? Do you have one?
Gosh, the Nest app, because I just had cameras, like surveillance cameras put in
Creep.
my
That's
house.
weird.
So
Don't
wait,
get
in
him
your
started.
house or
it's
not?
by-
At his
not
house.
in my
Okay,
house, but
gotcha.
like on the perimeter. We have to secure the perimeter.
Secure the
But they're a local company, and so I live in the country, and I don't know. You guys probably have lived in the country at some
Yes.
point, right? Or maybe you do now, but. People think it's all like Mayberry and stuff, but it's not. You have a lot of people that go and snatch Amazon boxes.
That's true.
People leave their doors open, so people
Crazy.
are always trying doors and windows and whatnot.
Marcus will be off the air, and he'll show me on his phone, what is that raccoon doing on my driveway? I'm like, you've got to simmer down, dude.
That's really funny.
It's a raccoon.
You need like a speaker system outside as well, so you
He
can talk
does.
to
You
the
know he
raccoon.
does.
You can.
Yeah,
Step
no, you-
away
through
from the
app.
trash can.
I have
Step
guys
away.
building a deck in my backyard, and
Uh-huh.
I caught one of them on his phone.
and he got mad at him.
And I took a picture. I sent it to these guys. I was like, "What is this guy doing this on my time?" But anyway,
He's so angry, man, on the lawn.
but Nest cams, man, and I have like 5 of them, and I watch them all day long. It's my favorite TV show.
Oh, my
Squirrels.
goodness.
coons.
I don't do
Hilarious.
Netflix. I do YouTube. Same thing though. It's
Yeah.
like I don't have
Oh,
to
yeah.
like watch like a TV show. I'm like entertained by nothing.
Yeah.
Now,
I
do you
get
have
it.
camera
That's why YouTube
drones
exists.
like
Yes.
flying around your house
No,
too? Are you
don't-
that crazy?
Am I the only one that gets stressed out by drones? Like the resulting footage is really cool.
Yeah.
But to see, I did an event where they launched drones in the air and one came right at me and I was like, so anyway, welcome to Pier 39.
Well, I had a
everybody."
creepy drone experience.
Ooh.
Yeah, tell
we
'em.
have like about
yeah.
some acreage in East Tennessee, and when we're not out working, we'll go back home there. And so like I'm standing, it's a lot of land, and I'm standing in the middle of the land, and JP and I are just hanging out, and I'm like, I see this thing flying towards us, and I'm like, what is this? Is this a bird? Gets closer.
plane?
Straight up drone, you know?
Super.
Hovers, drops and hovers above us, and I'm just like,
Just staring
I
at
can
it.
see you, you know? And it stayed there for like 5
dude.
minutes. It's
Ew.
just, that should not be a legal thing.
I would
Yeah,
be the crazy
no.
guy with the baseball bat.
Didn't you
Yeah.
start throwing rocks?
He
at
did
it?
get a stick. He was like, I'm gonna hit this.
Yeah, that would be your husband, the baseball player. I'd be all over
And then
it.
they took off, you know? They were like, don't
Ew.
kill my drone.
And then
It
it's
was-
like, what website are you on? You know, that's
I
where I would go. My
know.
head would be like, great.
It was on Christmas Day, and so I was like, okay, you get one grace period because
One
you probably
pass?
got this from Santa. So
Right.
it's like, you know.
Right.
What about adulting for you guys?
What's the hardest part?
I was trying to think.
It really is laundry and keeping things clean for me, which I know you're supposed to really learn, you know, at 16. But we have bunks, you know, on our tour bus, and our mother travels with us a bit. She's kind of like coach for the band. She always is. She's known us since day one. She gives us amazing advice. So anyway, she was helping me pick out what I was going to wear this morning. And to do that, she lifted up this little cubbyhole space underneath my bunk. And I have like just clothes wadded up in there for days.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So she went back to
I'll
my
give you a pass because
She's
they
like
say.
Kimberly Marie Perry. This
Full
bunk,
name.
you know. So I
and she
the
used the
full
middle
name.
name too,
The
which
middle
is
name.
super
Yeah, that's
what it
serious.
gets serious.
Yeah.
So is that your dad that's traveling with you that I met a few minutes
he
ago?
does, yeah.
He's
With
here?
the hat, which he had.
Are you?
I didn't know that.
Are
How
you
cute.
stoked about this? Like, this is a hell of a retirement plan. This right here.
Oh, Marcus.
You know
We
what
talk-
though? He has the. He was a pediatrician in his first
Oh, you're
life.
fine. He's fine.
But we have like recruited him into management, and so now he literally has to work harder than he ever has.
Oh.
He's so great. We
Gotta
love you,
cut down
Dad.
on the
Aw.
golfing.
I
Love
hope
you,
he at
Dad.
least
Love
gets
you,
free
Dad.
food.
We talk about
Yeah,
it on the
he
air all
does.
the time. Like, we introduce my daughter to music, and I always joke, and I'm joking. I want her to do whatever she wants to do. She's sitting right over there. She's 2.5. And I'm like, man, I need her to like start coding or something so that like,
know.
Yeah, that's
I know,
my
right?
We
plan.
talk about that.
I wanna
My
ball in
kids
my
are
retirement.
For sure.
I did
The
talk to
next
s-
social media app or something.
yeah, something.
I did hear someone say mass data interpretation is the big thing.
I don't know what
too.
that is, but I
Me
want-
neither.
I
But
want a
like,
piece of it.
my kid's gonna learn it all, like in like preschool.
That's
You
gonna be
write
my
that down,
retirement.
mass
Yeah.
data interpretation.
Yeah,
Hang
yeah, yeah.
on.
There's probably an app for it.
I give
See,
you
I'm the
shoebox. You
opposite.
give me mass data interpretation. I think I'm winning.
I'm so scared of all this technology. I think I'd go off the other side. Like if I had kids, we'd be like, listen, we're not going to have a TV. We're not going to have cell phones. We're going to live in the woods. We're going to hunt berries. Hi, can you hunt berries? I don't know.
And yeah.
We are going to
We're gonna
hunt berries.
Hunt something.
I think gather is the
We're
word you're
gonna
looking for. Wait,
forage?
play through. Go ahead and
I
play
don't really
through.
know. I just
Forage. Nice one.
Is that a real word? That
Forage.
is right.
Well
Forage.
phrased, eh?
I don't know, you guys.
Forage.
Depends on where you're from.
I know. Borderline Amish is what I'm trying to say. I
There you
think
go.
I would
I
be
love it.
borderline.
Borderline Amish.
Borderline. I would still
Okay.
have a couple things, but yeah.
I want to
can't
get
do
back
it.
to the music real quick because we could talk for hours. Like literally, I was so
Yes.
excited you guys were coming in because I don't know. You're those people that like you make you feel good for the rest of your day. I'm gonna have a smile on my face.
Well,
for
we're
the rest
sort of like
Hey.
the Seinfeld of bands. We
Yeah,
can talk
we
about
are.
nothing
No, but-
all day long.
Hours.
Our show's
Well, you've
about
met your
nothing.
match. You've met your match.
No,
Here we
that's
are.
us.
Here we
so
are.
you call this like your first pop record, right? Is that scary for you? Is it exciting? Tell me about the music a little bit. What are you most excited about?
I think it's more that the world calls it our first pop record.
Okay.
You know, really when we set out to make our third album, we do what we do every time it's time to make a new album. And it's like, okay, how are we pushing ourselves forward in this moment? And how are we showing everybody a side of us that they haven't seen yet, that's there, that we just haven't gotten to reveal yet? And so we did this crazy thing. We went out to Los Angeles to make this record and made some new friends and put ourselves in some new creative environments. And we didn't really set out to make a country album or a pop album. We just wanted to make the best Band Perry album we possibly could and just see where that went. And it's been a blast. I mean, I would say our lyric sensibility is still very much there. We have 3-part harmony and, God forbid, banjos. We have some of those too.
Oh.
But we just put a lot of bigger beats and more aggressive low end, which we really, really love. And so I guess that means it's a pop album, and we're really excited about that.
Every article I saw called it a pop album, so I know it's just great music from the band Perry. Appreciate that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're excited.
Did you plan to go to LA or did someone say you should go there to try this new record out?
I mean, we like to, put ourselves in new rooms. Every single album we do that. And I think sometimes for creative people and writers, it's good to put yourself in situations that push you.
Yeah.
And for us, we did that. Not only, musically and producers did we push ourselves, but with songwriters who write in different ways than we're used to. So that was sort of the thought behind that, and it was really fun. We learned a lot, and
we're
it was
like
a great process.
constant students, you know.
Yeah.
We just love to keep learning, and it's funny even writing with different vocalists who maybe sing with a different feel than you. It's like I learn something every time. It's really, really a fun process
Anybody
to
we know?
evolve. Yeah, I mean, Julia Michaels,
Okay.
we've co-written a lot with. She has a new song called Issues out right now. It's so sick. She's
It's
so
really
sick.
good.
I love her. And just learned a lot from all of that. It was such a blast.
Well, it's just like you're always evolving, you know, as a person and
Of
as a
course.
musician as
For
well.
sure.
So if your music doesn't go along with it, you're not growing.
Totally. It's amazing. I mean, sometimes folks get freaked out when an artist shows a different side of themselves, but you're right. We're all human. Hopefully I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. You know, I hope we're evolving.
Even the little things,
forward.
though, like even the changed hair, right?
Yeah.
I was telling Marcus off the air, like when we change our hair, it's a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
Was that a decision you made for a certain reason, or just like I just want to switch it up?
Well, we actually got to do the very first sort of defining photo shoot for this, for Stay in the Dark, and this third moment for us. We got to work with a guy whose name is Stephen Klein. If you guys don't know him, please look him up. Google him. He's worth a
great.
Google. He's our favorite fashion photographer on the planet. And we really, really love fashion. I love how editorials happen sometimes. And they like bring in hair and makeup and a stylist, and they sort of create this really creative visual moment that nobody has seen from the person, from the subject. And so we were like, Stephen Klein, would you please, please, please help us figure out how to get the spirit animal that we are on the inside on the outside? And so he cut bangs and stuff.
Was that
you know.
scary? I tried bangs. It didn't work for me. They look
Really?
so good. Like I did the dark, exactly what you're doing. You rock it so perfectly.
Thank you. I trusted him and his whole team. They were really amazing.
Yeah.
I like it because it reminded me instantly of Mia Wallace on
Yes.
Oh,
Pulp
Pulp
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
You're right.
Oh, you're right.
Miss Mia Wallace.
Doesn't it?
That's
I love it.
cool.
Yeah.
And it does inspire you while you're writing, you know, even just look in the mirror and be like, I look different today.
It does.
How do I
But it's
feel?
funny. It's amazing how polarizing things like bangs are. It's an interesting thing. It's sort of been a social experiment.
Yeah, less people have talked about the new music and more about her bangs.
Her bangs.
It's funny.
Can't escape. She can't escape. What about the man bun? I'm sure everyone brings that up too.
Everyone brings that up. I get that. I'm also going like straight hair now, which everyone like kind of like is I guess
Because Reed's
sketching
hair
on.
is super curly.
But I'll be honest
actually.
with
Oh, it
you.
is?
Yeah, you
Big
have to like
time.
sort of.
You should
Are you working
literally
a
be a hair
straightener?
model.
Huh?
You're doing a straightener then? Like a.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets straightened out. It's not like this at all.
I wish I had those
It
kind of
takes
problems.
a lot of
It's kind
effort.
of like yours normally. When
Is
I
it?
wake up.
I
Yeah.
mean, thanks for saying
This
that.
is after he's actually done his hair.
Oh,
He's very jealous of your hair. He won't tell you, but I will.
I can share.
Totally.
We're all
Before I
jealous.
ask my last question, can you give us an idea of when the album might be coming out?
I mean, the nerdy answer is, you know, as swiftly as the first
Right.
single starts moving, then the record's behind it, you know, because we're bringing everybody, introducing them to this new moment, which is why we did these pop-up shows. But we also want there to be a lot of heat for this record, a lot of enthusiasm.
Fire.
So if Stay in the Dark is a sprinter, it'll be out real soon. If it's a little bit of a walker, you know,
strut.
It might
if
be
it
a
has
couple
more of a
months.
strut than
Struts.
like a run, then you know.
But the
that's
tour
different.
it's for the next couple months, right? You're
yeah,
gonna-
we
you've
move
got a
into
busy
festivals
Yeah.
and that whole thing
Yeah.
right now for summer
sure.
months.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
We're excited. Last question is a sibling question. And Kimberly, I know you're trying to rest your voice. So sorry for keeping you on stage so long. But gentlemen, this is directed to you.
Uh-oh.
Reed, I want you
Can't
to
talk,
go first.
KP.
Okay.
Answer as your sister would answer.
Okay.
Reed is my favorite brother because.
Today is opposite day.
Oh,
Wait,
that's
were you answering
mean.
that, or
yeah,
was
I was
I?
supposed to
I was
answer that one. Favorite brother, I'd probably say because whenever I agree with her, like I'm
Remember, no,
pretty
you're answering
dogged.
as her.
Oh, because whenever Reed and I agree about stuff, he never like backs away. Like if he's ever in an argument, he always like will win the argument even if he's wrong. And so if we can team up, we can always
That's
be
the
healed.
reason?
That was a humble brag, but go ahead.
Wow.
That was but it's my answer.
Don't speak.
But it's my answer.
All right, Neil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kimberly would say Neil is my favorite brother because.
We agree more than Reed and I agree.
Look at that.
But I
Accurate,
always
KP?
win.
Reed is just his own person.
I
Yes.
am. I'm the middle child, so like I totally am like off in an
Why do I
island
feel
by
like you're the
myself.
awkward one of the group and I want to give you a pound because we're brothers?
We're not
Reed.
awkward.
He
Just
sounds
misunderstood.
We're
Reed,
misunderstood.
he's slightly awkward.
No, we're not awkward. We just make everyone else feel awkward around us.
Oh,
Nobody
boy,
gets
he
us.
It's true
Am I right?
art.
Yeah.
That is true.
You guys, thank you so much for your time. The Band Perry. Looking forward to some new music.
Stay in the
Thank
Dark
you.
is the new
Look on the
single,
road.
My
Guys.
Bad
So much.
Imagination, the
Appreciate
upcoming
it.
album, The Band Perry. You guys, one
Give
more
it up,
time.
you guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you
much.
guys.
Thank you.